Hey all you super players out there, Ben Lotus aka $5 Lunch, coming at you with a post-commentary live match. So my locals opened back up and we threw a couple fun decks together so that we could have a game. And this is what we came up with. I'm playing Yellow Topo from the new expansions, and my opponent is playing Blue Bergamo, and we're playing kind of similar decks. We're both kind of trying to control out our opponents and use the Bergamo that comes in play and taps multiple of our opponent's energy in order to win the game. For those of you that don't know, the Topo I'm playing, as long as I have a Unison in play, both players can only play one battle card a turn. And the Bergamo has a card that says your opponent's battle cards cost 4 or less have their effects negated. So we're both kind of using different methods in order to control our opponent's board and kind of limit their options, while we kind of irk out a win through kind of more of a war of attrition type thing, rather than like one big endgame card. But yeah, it was nice. We decided to play a couple of fun decks rather than some hyper-competitive stuff on our first week back, and we're just excited to be able to play with the actual physical cards again. Hopefully everyone out there, I know they announced earlier this week that I think it's the second week in July, they're starting up official Bandai-sponsored tournaments again, just locals, not like big regionals or anything. But hopefully that'll help everyone else get to be able to play play with their actual cards again. So you can see, yep, first turn, charge yellow. I'm playing mono yellow Topo, and he's going to go ahead and drop a lavender. The lavender, when it attacks, if you have either of the other Trio to Danger on board, you get to kill a, I think it's 3 cost or less battle card of your opponent's. Then I'm going to play my Unison. And then once I have a Unison out, my leader can actually awaken by going down to 6 life. So I just take my life down to 6, and it can awaken and untap 2. So I've got a pretty good start going here. I've got my Unison out, and I'm going to play Carsal. And this Carsal, when he's played, I get to look at the top 5 for either a Unison or a Universe 11. Oh, geez. It has been too long since I played this game. Universe 11. And then his other effect is when he's tapped by an effect, you can tap one of your opponent's cards. So I used my Vegeta to tap Carousel to tap their guy, and then I ran it over with my Vegeta. This is a pretty optimal start for me playing Topo. This is pretty much ideal of what you want to do. I have my opponent now locked out where I have a battle card, he doesn't, and he can only play one battle card a turn. Which is going to be kind of annoying for Bergamo because Bergamo is trying to get all his Trio to Dangers out so he can drop the Danger Triangle and get rid of all of my battle cards. So his Bergamo attacks, gets rid of my Carousel, which is fine. He plays his Danger Triangle, so now if he can get all 3 Trio to Dangers onto the board, all my 4 costs and less battle cards will be negated. In the meantime, I'm just going to kind of keep up pressure. The way that the Topo deck works is I'm going to want to try and stack up as many counters as possible on my Vegeta. Now, I could be using the minus effect to make it so he can't attack with battle cards energy cost higher than the energy he has. But since Bergamo doesn't do that too much, I think it's better for me to just keep increasing the counters on my Vegeta so it's harder and harder to get rid of it. So as I said, as you see, he's got Bergamo in his hand. It's kind of nice we can actually see his hand due to the angle of the camera. But he's going to play his Basil. Basil gets dual attack if you have another Trio to Danger. And I'm just going to Giant Ball it and drop my own Bergamo. So now we've both dropped our battle cards per turn. I've tapped him out and stopped him from having his Double Striker out. This is why I really like to play Topo with the Bergamo engine, is since your opponent can only actually play one battle card a turn, being able to tap that battle card and then tap their energy is extremely powerful. You also get to play the negate that taps a battle card as well, which is Universe 11 exclusive. I believe it's called Coquette Zone. And that's another way you can play your Bergamo. So you kind of stick your opponent. Either they have to attack and you can tap a battle card and then tap their energy with Bergamo, or they play a battle card, you Giant Ball it, and tap their energy with Bergamo. And here I'm just going to play Vegeta Unfair Choice, and discard a card to kill his Trio to Danger. Unfair choice is as many times per turn you can discard a card to either tap a card ignoring barrier or kill a tapped card ignoring barrier. So this is the way to actually put destruction in the deck, since yellow doesn't have a lot of pure actual destruction cards, and it can out pretty much any problem card. All you have to do is drop some cards out of your hand. As you can see, he's using a super combo to tap and then play a Bergamo, which is useful since we can only each play one card per turn. Playing battle cards on your opponent's turn is almost necessary at that point. So not only has he dropped a Bergamo onto the field, but now I'm tapped out and can't really defend myself as much either. So I choose to -1 so that I can restrict him from attacking with cards, and I'm going to just send my guy out as leader again. At this point, I think I've drawn another Unison, and I've kind of stalled his game plan out far enough where if I lose my Unison, it's not a big deal anymore. It's really important that you keep it like turn 2 through turn 5, but after that it becomes a little less important to restrict your opponent playing one battle card every turn, since a lot of times their battle card is going to be a big battle card anyways, and so it doesn't really do as much. Plus then I can play multiple battle cards per turn as well. It's going to play Universe 9 Assemble, I think, which is going to let him play one of his Universe 9s from his deck. Or, is it Universe? Yeah, Universe 9 cards from his deck and draw cards. And he can only do that if I'm tapped out, which he facilitated with his Bergamo play last turn. Plus then his Basil gains Dual Strike Dual Strike and 16k until my turn, so it's a 20k Dual Striker. It is real cool that they gave us better cards to actually go with the Danger Triangle. As you can see now, he cleared my guy, so now he can play another battle card if he wants. And he can't do that, which you'll realize in a second. Because Basil, you can only have one on the field at a time. Yep. God, that card will be absolutely insane if you could have multiples. Could you imagine on like turn 3 or 4 just slamming 3 or 4 of those? I'm like, all right, I have 4 20k double strikers. Do something about it. But yeah, so he is instead going to attack with his Bergamo. And I even admitted later that using the Universal 9 Assemble to get the Basil and not another different guy, since he already had the Basil, was a misplay. So had he done that, he could have probably had his Danger Triangle up this turn. But as you see, he does have a lot of cards in his hand. Unfortunately, kind of messed up with the camera here, and I can't see how many cards I have in my hand. Pretty sure it's a good amount as well. But the game's pretty even as far as we go right now. I've managed to prevent him from killing me early, though, which is a big point in my favor. And I've gotten to the point where Triangle doesn't matter as much, even if he gets it up, because I can play bigger battle cards above 4 cost, and Triangle doesn't actually affect those. Plus, I am burning out super combos here, which is very useful. And here he's going to super combo into playing a... whatever that pirate guy, I always forget his name. And that's going to tap down both of my battle cards, unfortunately. So I decide that I'm just going to use some discards from Baby to clear kind of the guys off his board, since I can't attack it anymore. And I don't want to get overwhelmed. That Baby Vegeta card is very underappreciated. The fact that it can get rid of multiple threats simply by discarding cards is very, very powerful, and I expect to see it a lot more in these coming sets, because you can do things like run through a bunch of your opponent's Mecha guys, or, for example, you can kill Mecha and then you can tap down the little Dragon Ball that it gets out. And now, as you see, I used my negate to negate his leader's attack and tap down his battle card, which is something that Toppo can play that no other control decks really can, because you have to be Universe 11 to play Coquette Zone. So he's going to play that Basil from before, and I'm going to Giant Ball it. Here I'm just kind of defending myself, just running through cards. Making sure that I don't tap myself out is a big thing too, because I don't want him to be able to drop his universe thing again or his universe assemble in order to grab cards for Danger Triangle, as I'd rather keep my baby Vegeta up right now since it's so useful at just clearing his board every turn. And here he's basically trying to decide whether it's worth dropping one of his bigger danger cards or whether he just wants to keep energy up so he can defend himself a little better. So now he's going to drop Toppo Danger Bergamo, which for those of you that don't know, as long as it's tapped, your opponent can't attack your leader without attacking it, and every time it's attacked, it gains 5k for the turn, so it senzu beans itself. And now he's going to try and clear my Vegeta, because if Vegeta stuck around, I could just use it to kill his Bergamo. Unfortunately, I let it go because I have another plan for the card to get rid of his Bergamo. So I'm thinking I'm just going to have my leader attack his leader, which is going to Dimension Magic. Taking a life so he can untap 2 energy, so now he has a little bit more energy to defend himself with. And I'm going to play Sacred Vitality Jiren. So for those of you that don't know what this card does, because it doesn't get played a whole lot, your leader card has to be Universe 11 in order to play it. But when it comes down, you discard a card, and you can kill 2 tapped battle cards. So it's really, really strong in this deck, specifically because you need a Universe 11 leader. And since you're tapping your opponent's battle cards so often, it just becomes really, really easy for it just to come down, discard a card, and kill 2 cards. So since I had that play in mind to out his Bergamo, I didn't really care that he was killing Vegeta. And now he's going to combo over in order to save his pirate, and then he's going to play another one and tap my battle card. So now I'm starting to look better and better. He's starting to get lower on cards here. And I'm still at 5 life as well to his 3, which is very useful. So it's very hard for him to actually like pull something out and just immediately kill me. Pretty much the only thing I would be worrying about right now is like the yellow-blue secret rare would be a big problem since it could drop down, tap me out, and has triple strike. But I think I have enough cards where it would be okay if he dropped it. It would just be extremely rough. Whereas he's kind of running out of cards himself. A big factor in kind of how this game's going, how I got to this point, was the fact that I was able to efficiently clear his board. I think the best way to run Toppo is to make sure that every turn you're not just limiting your opponent from playing things, but you're clearing their board. Because even playing like one battle card on his turn, one battle card on my turn, you can still build a pretty good board. But if you keep it cleared, there's really not a whole lot they can do to you, especially since you're awakening so early. Bojack. Hey, that's the name of the card. I remember the name of the dang character. So he's going to play his Triple Trio to Danger guy, which, well, it doesn't count for all 3 for Danger's Triangle. It does count for the other 2 for his leader, which is nice. And now he's using that Trio to Danger card to grab the other 2 dangers out of his deck. And so he's got his setup back like that. And now he actually does have an active danger triangle as well. So all of my cards 2 or lower are negated. I'm going to drop another Coquette Zone, which effectively stops 2 of his attacks. And he's going to choose to try and clear my board. right here, I believe he's trying to limit the amount of cards uh, that I have in my hand because he's not attacking my leader at all there. This does allow me to drop my King Vegeta, which is kind of my finisher card in the deck. So for those of you that don't know, when he hits the board, all of your opponent's battle cards have their effects negated. And so now I have to read. His leader actually says if he has the other two in play, I can't attack it, so I have to clear one of his danger pieces first. Luckily, though, it doesn't have any effects, so it doesn't boost itself, thanks to my King Vegeta. King Vegeta does stop my effects as well, but since he's at 25k out there, it makes it very difficult for me to lose because I'm at 5 life and now no battle cards have double or triple strike anymore. It becomes incredibly difficult for him to lose. There, you saw my hand. It looks like I have about 6 cards to his 3, so I'm in a really good spot right now. He's down to 3 life. All I've got to do is keep attacking him and hopefully get through. I have King Vegeta out, so I pretty much locked him out from doing anything super relevant to me. Now even the secret rare doesn't really matter anymore. So long as I can keep protecting my King Vegeta, I'm going to be able to win in the end. And burning his super combos earlier allows me to play my super combos now and keep up my advantage without losing any battle cards. And the reason that I'm protecting Bergamo now is because I want to have the extra attacks on my next turn so I can pressure his life. And now I've got to sit here and think, all right, so is it worth the 2 more attacks I'm going to have to defend? And I decide that it's not. I decide that at that point we'll just let it go. But now we'll get to see one of the really good late game combos that the deck has. Since I have King Vegeta out and all battle cards are currently negated. And I have to double check that I can attack his leader, which I can't because he has all those darn dangers out. So I got to clear a danger first. And then we realize that his thing isn't actually up right now. So the Vegeta comes through, hits him in the face, which is all I needed because I wanted to play Vegeta Unison of Fury. So I play it for 4 and use the -3 immediately, which means it gains dual attack and double strike. This is relevant because normally you wouldn't be able to make double strike because King Vegeta negates all battle cards, but he doesn't negate unisons. So I'm coming in with battle strike and comboing out my hand. As you see, funnily enough, he drew the secret rare the turn after I played King Vegeta, so I would have actually been in trouble if he drew it the turn before. He's counting up, seeing if he can get there, and he can't. So I win on that Unison of Fury attack, and yeah, so I end up winning the game. Fun game. It's nice to be able to play live Dragon Ball Super again. Hopefully, those of you who are still stuck in quarantine, it will end pretty soon here, and you can actually get out and play with physical cards again. Please like, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subs by the end of the month. If you do, I'll give a little giveaway out there for you guys. And go out there, play some Super, and have some fun.